Welcome to Go Soapbox. Go Soapbox is a web-based tool which can be used for teaching in class or used in meetings to gather instant feedback. It has a range of functions including polling, quizzing, a confusion barometer, and social Q&A. Let's have a look at the Go Soapbox features and how to set them up. This video is fairly quickly paced. We've put a pause icon, like the one you see here, at specific times during the video, telling you to pause the video so you can go and complete the instructions you've just heard in another browser window. Then, when you're ready, you can come back and press play again. To get started, we'll need to go to gosoapbox.rmit.edu.au, gosoapbox.rmit.edu.au. Pause the video now, open a browser window and type the URL in. Come back and press play when you're ready. Good to have you back. Now, to access the moderator side of Go Soapbox to set up events, we'll click the Academic Login Sign In button. When you press this, you'll be asked to provide your e-login details. Go to your browser and do that now. Here on the front page of Go Soapbox, we create our events. The space where you will interact with your students is called an event. Create an event by clicking Create at the top right of this screen and give your Soapbox event a name. If you're using Go Soapbox for a meeting, you could name the event after the meeting. If you're using Go Soapbox with students over a semester, we suggest naming your event by the course and semester number. For example, course code ABC123, Semester 1, 2018. Once the name is decided, click Create. Press pause and do that now. We are presented with a page after creating the event which gives important information. Most importantly is the event access code. This is the number you give to students or those you want to take part in your Go Soapbox event. They will put that code in at the URL we also used, gosoapbox.rmit.edu.au. Click Proceed to set up your event. Do that now. The event interface shows us a number of Go Soapbox tools which, by default, are turned on. These are the confusion barometer, quizzes, polls, and discussions. We can switch these tools on or off, and we'll see how to do that later. The one tool we do not need to set up in any way is the barometer, seen here at the top of the screen. Students logged into the event will see similar buttons at the top of the page, one which reads, "I'm getting it," the other, "I'm confused." When a student clicks on either one of these buttons, it shows you, the moderator, in real time how many students are confused. This could be useful during meetings or classes to check in with attendees and asking them something like, "Is everyone understanding the concept we are discussing?" Let's look at other tools in Go Soapbox. First up, we'll create a quiz. Quizzes are useful to provide students with instant feedback via either a multiple choice response or feedback you provide for a short answer question. Results from these quizzes can be downloaded by you, but within Go Soapbox, no visual information such as graphs are provided to the overall responses to the quiz questions. Let's see how creating a quiz works. Let's create a quiz now by clicking the Create button at the top right of the quiz banner, or alternatively, by clicking Create a quiz below the banner. Once clicked, give the quiz a name. Once named, click Create. The quiz screen shows a few options including tools and questions. The tools allow you to change the name of the quiz or download responses. Let's add a question by clicking Add a question. Do that now. On this screen, put in the text of your question. For example, what is the only musical instrument you play without physically touching it? You can put in further information or explanation in the extended description box below. You can also put in a link to an image online, but be sure the link points directly to the image. That is, the URL should end in something like .jpg, .png or .gif. Go and do that now. After putting your question in, you choose whether the question is multiple choice or short answer. Let's choose multiple choice. Then put in your answers in the choices section. Before I give it away, do you want to guess the answer to my question? The answer is the theremin. Invented in the 1920s by Soviet inventor Leon Theremin, the theremin uses the proximity of the right and left hands to control volume and pitch. You may recognise the sound from spooky movies. So, after putting in your question options, you can select the correct answer. You can also put in post-quiz description text, which will provide feedback following the quiz answers being submitted. Then click Create to save the question. Try that now. You can create more questions for each quiz. Let's look at creating a short answer question. Go to your screen and click Add a question now. Type your question into the question field. Make sure the question is not a multiple choice type question, but one in which they would need to type an answer. For example, something like this. Then select Short Answer. The post-quiz description is most useful here, as it's the only feedback the student or respondent will receive regarding whether their question was correct or not. So, put here the correct answer and other relevant information. Create that question now. After creating the quiz questions, let's go back to Event. It's on this screen that we can make the quizzes, polls and discussions available or not. See that this quiz is currently locked? Students or respondents will not see these questions until the padlock is clicked. So now, click the padlock to make the quiz available. Let's look at the quiz from the student side. Currently, students will be asked to enter a name. We'll look at how we can allow anonymous answers in a few moments. If published, students will see the quiz or quizzes at the top of the list. They click on the quiz name, choose to start the quiz, select or provide answers for each question in the order you have chosen, and click Submit at the end. Here, they have the option to go back into the individual questions to change answers. When they're ready, they click I'm done. The next screen provides them with results and feedback. For multiple choice questions, the answer is identified as correct or incorrect via writing and colour. Green for correct, red for incorrect. For the short answer question, feedback is only provided by the post-quiz description text that you wrote. Let's now create a poll. Polls are different to quizzes as they allow a graph to show responses returned, which we can make seen by either you alone or all respondents. Polls are useful to gauge students' or respondent understanding or opinions on topics and allows them to see where their opinion sits amongst their peers. Let's set one up. Polls are created and set up similarly to quizzes. Click Create button at the top right of the polls banner, or, alternatively, by clicking Create a poll below the banner. Once clicked, either ask your poll question or give the poll a title. Following the title, you can put in further information or explanation in the extended description box below. Again, you can also provide a link to an image. You can also put in the choices for your poll. Don't forget, Go Soapbox will not provide any correct or incorrect feedback on a poll. You are looking for opinion or to see the numbers of people that will make one choice over others. Go and create your poll question now. After putting this information in, we can make two choices. Firstly, will the results from the poll be shown in a pie chart or a bar chart? Secondly, Do you want the poll respondents to see this chart after they have submitted their choice? I think for this question it would only be right for me to choose a pie chart, and I'll also choose to make the charts viewable by the respondents after they have submitted. Following this, I'll click Create Poll, which will take me back to the event page. Do this now. Back in the event screen, I can see the poll now exists. As I want students or attendees to see the poll, I'll unlock it. There may be times when you don't want to unlock a poll or a quiz. For example, if you're teaching a 12-week semester, you may want to set up a quiz or poll for each week and only have visible the quiz or poll relevant to the week you're in. So, during week 1 of the semester, you'd only unlock poll 1. At week 2 of the semester, lock poll 1 and unlock poll 2, and so on. So we don't forget, go and unlock your poll now, and then we can see how the poll looks from the student view. Students will now see the polls banner with your poll question or title present. When they click on a choice and submit their vote, they will see the chart and results from the question. From your side, and if you're using Go Soapbox in a class or at a meeting, you may want to display the results up on a screen by clicking into the poll. This will show the graph changing as the results come in live. Let's now create a discussion. Discussions are useful to hear the thoughts of students or respondents in their own words. Also, they can see the opinions of others also in their own words. Let's set one up. Like quizzes and polls, a discussion is created by clicking the Create button at the top right of the discussion's banner, or alternatively by clicking Create a discussion below the banner. In the Create a discussion screen, put your question or title of the discussion. Again, put extended information in the box below if needed. Finally, make a choice regarding whether or not you want the audience to see the replies from others. Click Create to create the discussion and to be taken back to the event page. Once here, don't forget to unlock the discussion when you want it to be seen. Pause the video and create your discussion now by clicking Create or Create a discussion on the discussion banner. There are a number of tools that we can see when we click Moderate this event. The button is found at the bottom of the list of quizzes and polls we just set up. Click on the button to go there now. If you have forgotten the default access code, you can see it here. You can also see this information by clicking View Access Code Information. We can also change event details. Here, we are able to change the event name. You are also able to create your own access code, something that may be easier to remember than 9 digits. The custom access code could be something relevant to your course or meeting. However, be aware that once someone has used a specific access code, it cannot be used again by any other user. The 9 digits generated by default when you create your event will always be unique. The other key tool here is Enable and Disable features. Pause the video and click on this button now. Here, we can switch on and off the various tools in Go Soapbox. We can also determine whether we want respondents to provide a name or allow them to complete the quiz, polls, and other discussions anonymously. There's one very nifty feature of Go Soapbox, the social Q&A, which is by default off. It is switched off because once on, it doesn't need to be unlocked like the other tools. So when switched on here, it will be live immediately. Let's switch the social Q&A to on, but be aware that although it looks like a toggle, the page needs to reload once you click on the button to switch these items on or off. Go to the page now, click social Q&A to on, and wait for the page to reload to confirm that it has been switched on. Go back to the moderation panel and then go back to event once you've switched the social Q&A on. We can now see the social Q&A at the bottom of our list of tools. Students or users also see this tool and can immediately start asking questions or making comments. Once comments are made, a number and up arrow appear next to the comment or question. Other users can both add further questions or comments, but also upvote comments that have already been left. The number shows the number of upvotes received for a comment. The most upvoted comment will float to the top of the list. In a meeting or teaching setting, you can request thoughts and see which of those are most supported. In a teaching setting, you may ask which topics people have struggled with the most. The upvoting removes the same questions being asked multiple times and gives you an indicator as to what the pressing issues are for the respondents. So, that's Go Soapbox. You've learned how to create an event, create a quiz, a poll, a discussion, as well as setting up a social Q&A. You've also learned how to moderate the event and switch the various tools on and off. There is further support at the bottom of the page in the form of an FAQ. But at this stage, hopefully your confusion barometer says, I'm getting it.